Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into what is honestly one of the most exciting times in pregnancy, the 6th month. This is when things really kick into high gear. We're talking incredible growth for both you and your baby. So let's find out what makes this month such a total game changer.
So, why do we call it a turning point? Well, for a lot of people, this is when the whole journey just starts to feel incredibly real. Your baby's development takes this massive leap forward, and your body is right there with it, making some pretty big preparations. Let's break down exactly what's going on. All right, here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with your baby's amazing growth, because that's the super exciting part, right? Then we'll look at the changes happening in your own body. We'll also touch on key health checkups, talk about nutrition, and then wrap up with some tips for staying safe and comfortable. First up, the baby. Okay, let's jump right into the part everyone is most excited about. What is happening with your baby? The 6th month is seriously a remarkable growth spurt. Your baby is transitioning from, really tiny to, well, a much less tiny person. Let's talk about the sheer speed of this growth, because it's kind of wild. At the start of month 6, your baby weighs around 500 grams, but by the end, they could be getting close to 900 grams. That's nearly doubling their weight in just a few weeks. It's an absolutely incredible pace.
And it is not just about weight, not at all. Think about their length. They can go from about 7 inches all the way up to 12 inches this month. That's right, a whole foot long. This growth spurt is just fueling some really amazing new developments. And this is when things get really cool. Your baby is opening their eyes for the very first time. How amazing is that? Their lungs are getting stronger, getting ready, and their ears are so well formed they can actually hear sounds from the outside world. They might even jump at a loud noise. This is the perfect time to talk and sing to your little one, and you might actually feel them react with some much stronger kicks. Of course, all that incredible growth for the baby means your body is definitely changing too. So let's shift gears and talk about the journey your body is on and how to understand and, brace all these changes. During this month, you're probably going to notice some very distinct changes. Your weight gain becomes more noticeable, and that baby bump is really starting to pop. Now, with that added weight, it's super common to experience some back pain or leg cramps. And don't be surprised if you are suddenly starving all the time. Your body is working overtime to fuel all that rapid growth. This is also when stretch marks might start to appear as your skin makes room for your growing baby. Okay, you might also start to feel something called Braxton Hicks contractions. It's kind of this feeling of your stomach tightening up and then relaxing. It's easy to worry, but listen, this is not labor. Just think of it like your body's own personal training program. Your uterus is just hitting the gym, getting toned, and ready for the main event. Swelling is another really common one. A little bit of puffiness in your hands and feet is totally normal. It's just due to all the hormonal changes. But, and this is a big but, you need to pay close attention. If you notice any sudden or really excessive swelling, especially in your face, it's so important to call your doctor right away. It could be a sign of a condition called preeclampsia, so you don't want to wait on that one. And speaking of doctors, all these changes make your regular checkups more important than ever. So let's quickly talk about the key tests your doctor will probably recommend this month, just to make sure everything is humming along smoothly. So during this month, you've pretty much got 2 key tests coming up. First is the CBC, which is just a complete blood count. They do this to check on your iron levels, since your blood volume is increasing like crazy to support the baby. The second is the GTT, or glucose tolerance test, and that's a screening for gestational diabetes. Don't worry, both are totally standard procedures to keep you and your baby healthy. So when you get your CBC results back, your doctor is looking for a hemoglobin number that's 11 or higher. All that really means is that your body and your baby are getting plenty of oxygen. And hey, if your level's a little low, please don't worry, it's super common, and your doctor will just recommend some iron supplements and a diet full of things like leafy greens, apples, and pomegranates. And speaking of iron-rich foods, that's the perfect lead-in to our next topic, nutrition. With the baby growing so fast, what you're eating this month is more crucial than ever. It really is all about getting the right fuel for 2. So what should you really be focusing on? The 3 nutritional superheroes for this month are definitely protein, for all those building blocks, iron, to keep your blood healthy, and fiber to keep your digestive system happy. First up,
protein. It is absolutely essential for your baby's muscle development and all that weight gain. And it's so easy to add more into your meals with things like lentils and beans, soy, eggs, and even just a handful of almonds. These are all fantastic, easy ways to support that rapid growth.
Next up, iron. We just talked about this. To keep those hemoglobin levels up and prevent anemia, you're going to want to focus on iron-rich foods. So think green leafy veggies, carrots, tomatoes, apples, and pomegranates. And here's a great little pro tip for you. Your body absorbs iron way more effectively when you pair it with vitamin C. So have an orange for dessert or just squeeze some lemon on your salad. Easy. And finally, let's talk about fiber. Okay, let's be real, constipation can be a big issue during pregnancy. Fiber is your absolute best friend in preventing it. Start your day with some oats or porridge, pack in those fresh fruits and salads, and most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, drink plenty of water. Coconut water is also fantastic for hydration a few times a week. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. The baby, your body, those tests, your diet. Now, let's just wrap things up with some simple, practical precautions you can take every single day to stay comfortable and safe as your bump gets bigger. Here is a super simple change that makes a huge difference: how you sleep. Sleeping on your back can actually put pressure on a major blood vessel, which can reduce blood flow to the baby. The best position, the one everyone recommends, is on your left side. This maximizes the flow of blood and nutrients. It's okay to switch to your right for a bit, but just try your best to stay off your back. And here are just a few more quick tips for daily comfort. If you've got leg pain or swelling, try putting your feet up on a pillow. Be really mindful not to lift heavy things. Try to change your position often. Don't sit or stand for too long without a break. And a gentle 30-minute walk each day can do wonders for your circulation and just your overall mood. So, to sum it all up, what's the big takeaway here? The 6-month is an incredible, wild journey, but by staying informed, keeping up with your regular checkups, and just practicing some mindful self-care, you are giving yourself and your baby the absolute best support possible. You've got this. And that wraps up our guide to the 6th month. As you continue on this incredible journey, I'll leave you with a little question to think about. What's one new healthy habit, just one small thing, you can start this week? Thanks so much for joining us.